Good morning. It is like 6:15 a.m. I had tended to wake up at 4 and get out by 5 because we're trying to do a 25 today. But the lack of sleep for the past few days has caught up to me. I didn't sleep well in town last night. I also didn't sleep well the day before. But the good news is I got to catch the sunrise. And that was one of the reasons why I was coming to the site anyways. So yeah, I don't know if I'll still do a 25. It would mean hiking until like 8. But I'm almost packed up and ready to go. I should be out by 6:30. It is July 19th, and we might be hitting some patches of snow today. We're going to go up towards 7,000 feet, 8,000 feet-ish. Not quite 8,000. We don't ever cross the 8,000 line. But apparently it means snow here still. So we'll see how that turns out, if we hit any of it. Try to remember what the comments say. But, you know, it's been so warm out that it's just been melting a lot. I don't know what else to say, but I'm going to turn this around and show you the campsite real quick. It's such a beautiful morning. And I really like how I did most of the uphill last night. Because today I get to be on a ridge for a little bit this morning for at least a few miles. And it's kind of nice to just like have my poles up and just walk and not worry about huffing and puffing, going uphill. And just enjoy this awesome view to my left here. One thing, I think I mentioned this before, sometimes when I get into forested areas or even higher elevations, the flora and fauna kind of drop down in intensity, and it seems to be true in this section too. I mean, obviously we have some flowers, like there's the orange ones and some purple ones. And so I'll see like a lot of bees and flies and some butterflies. But in general, most of the plants up here are these bushes. So I guess what I'm trying to say is if you see a lack of like cool bugs and animals and plants and stuff in my videos, it's because there's just not as much variety for me to find and look at. But I'm still enjoying what I do see when I get to see it. But we're just gonna keep hiking. Got a big day. Got a little later start. No regrets. But right now the trail's nice and easy. But it's gonna get harder. I'm gonna have to go uphill. There might be snow. And right now I'm gonna turn this off and enjoy this. Sorry, just had a thought pop into my head. I'm not sure if I ever discussed. But one thing I'm noticing more and more on this trail is that I actually like it a little better when I camp alone. On the AT, I hated camping alone. I only did it a few times, and I absolutely did not like it. I liked having someone around, you know, just in case something happened. or something. And I've been trying to figure out why that is. Because out here, there's not too much different, you know. So I think I finally realized why I like camping out alone out here, but didn't like it as much on the AT. So the AT is around more populated areas. It's a lot easier to get on and off trail. There's a lot of roads. There's also way more section hikers, I would say, and way more day hikers, and way more just general people kind of on the trail compared to the PCT, at least from what I've seen this year. Like, there are some areas on the PCT where it's obviously like a day hiker touristy area, but right now I'm in this section, and all I see is other through hikers and a few section hikers. And the section hikers, they're full on lashers. They're not out for a weekend. They're usually out here for like a good week or a few 100 miles. And I'm not saying that's wrong on the AT. I'm just saying there's less people. Because on the AT, you know, you might have section hikers too, but they're only out there for a weekend. And so more easy access, shorter trips, more people, that kind of thing. So I think one of the reasons why I like camping alone more here on this trail is because even though I'm alone, I don't necessarily have to worry about just some random person coming into camp as much as I did on the AT. Not that I ever thought of that as a conscious thought, but I think subconsciously it is something that I was very aware of. Also, this is my second long distance trail, and I'm getting more and more comfortable, you know, being out in the wilderness by myself. And so having people around is becoming less and less of a security blanket. So that's also kind of cool too, in a way. So yeah, those are just my thoughts of why I kind of like camping alone. I also like camping alone on this trail because if I feel I want to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I can do it without feeling like I'm waking up the rest of the camp. You know, if I want to wake up at 4, I can do that. Last night, I got to enjoy some epic views by myself, and I got to pick, you know, the best camp spot in the whole camp, and there's just like a lot of perks to that. So, now I'm not actively seeking out hiking, camping alone, but if it happens, I'm less likely to be upset about it as I was on the AT. Okay, so I'm finished my thought now. I'm gonna get hiking. One thing that's cool is we're seeing more and more mountain lakes and ponds. hiked 9-ish miles. Time for a lunch break and a water break, and it comes out of this lovely little spring. And there's all kinds of bumblebees around too. I'm getting out. But yeah, it's time to get some food in me. Oh, there's one hanging out on my leg. Sometimes they do that because they like to lick my sweat. Don't know why. Found a moth sleeping. I'm at 1534.45. And we got our little first patch of snow. I'm not sure if there'll be more. We're going downhill from here a little bit. But I also brought this phone out because I love the colors of these mountains right now. And then there's Mount Shasta. It is, in my eyes, very close. Can't really tell on camera. I thought we were walking away from it, but it just seems like we're walking closer and closer to it. Anyways, but yeah, snow patch. I'm just skirting around the left here. Just nice and steady. And done. Got some grasshoppers that are upset. But day's going well. Just been thinking about miles and numbers, and I probably will be doing that for a very, very, very long time. One good thing, in the next 3 to 5 days, Will Faithful and I will be crossing paths on trail somewhere. He said he'll be leaving Etna sometime on Thursday, and I will get to Etna around, if everything goes well and I hike all the miles I want to hike in a day. I will get to Etna sometime on Saturday, so we will see what happens. The downside is he lost his Garmin on trail and it's getting replaced in Dunsmuir. So as we get closer, we won't be able to really talk to each other to try to figure out where each other is. So it's just gonna have to be, hope we're both on the trail at the same time and not down at a water source or something. I can Garmin to his phone, but I currently don't have cell reception. In the sense of he probably won't have cell reception because usually when we get cell phone reception it's when we're closer to towns. So when you're in the middle, in between towns, most of the time you absolutely don't have it in me. So anyways, just gonna keep hiking And my next break is in 3 miles, maybe 4 miles from here. But we're just gonna keep trucking along. I just noticed almost all the trees on this slope are bent at the base as they grew. Walking next to an alpine lake. And there's a few people camping down there on this side. But I am just gonna pass through. Basically, I have another 7-ish miles to camp. And I'm doing okay, but I'm in a slightly grumpy mood today. I've been just trying to fight it as much as I could, but it's just not going away. So I just want to push through and get to camp as soon as possible, to be honest, so I can just sit and relax. Nothing bad happened or anything. It just I'm grumpy, and not into it today. So I'm gonna keep hiking. My grumpy day just got less grumpy. Aww. So I had a backpacker meal or dehydrated meal last night that I did not like at all. I basically put water in it, did the whole thing, took 2 bites out of it, hated it, and it was really heavy, like, because it needed quite a bit of water, more water than normal. It's like took 2 cups of water instead of like 1 cup of water. And so there's been a few parking lots today, and I've been hoping one of them has a trash can. And I just talked to this day hiker couple, asked them about the one that's coming up in like not even 2 miles. Like, oh, is there a trash can? Because they have a pit toilet there. And at first she's like, yeah, there is. And he's like, actually, I don't think there is. But they were so kind. They took my trash for me because I didn't want to carry it. So now I don't have to worry about that stupid, like, heavy thing in my pack anymore. Aw. Thank you so much. You lovely, lovely couple. You have no idea how that little thing just made my day. In case you guys think I'm joking about how excited I am that those lovely, lovely day hikers took my trash, I am, like, singing along about it, and, like, I'm so happy. It was okay. So it was good to go. That's the brand. They're from Maine, and it was the gumbo one. It comes in a purple package, and it requires 650 milliliters of water to cook it. Most dehydrated meals only do around 300 to 400 milliliters. And so I do the thing, and I kid you not, I take like 1 bite of it, and I was like, this was a mistake. This was a really big mistake. And then it's all rehydrated, and it's just like so much heavier than when it's not. And I was just like, and I'm gonna have to add more trash as I go along. And I don't know why I've been so focused on it, but ever since I made that mistake, I'm just like, how do I get rid of this? Like, and I was going through like all the waypoints between here and Etna, trying to see if there was any like fancy campground with trash cans or something, anything where I could get rid of it. Because, you know, I'm not going to dump the food on the ground, especially when it has okra seeds, and it's like, no. I'm going to back it out, but like, I was like, please, let me figure out how to get rid of this thing. And today the universe delivered, and I'm so excited. You can't tell. Alright, I got this stupid blowdown. I gotta get over it. Hold on. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna flip this around so you see what I see. Oh man. Anyways, and when I was sitting there too, having my snack, I have 6 miles to the camp I want to get to tonight, but I'm tired, y'all. I'm doing really good for a later start. Who would have thought? I thought 6:30 a.m. was a late start. But I don't regret the sunrise or anything like that, and I know I am in a grumpy mood now too. And I'll touch on that in a minute, but so I'm looking through all the waypoints again for the stuff coming up. Like, there's no way I'm gonna camp by that parking lot. No way. I've seen there wasn't a lot of day hikers today, but I've seen enough where I'm like, stranger danger. Yeah, for a night. But I was looking at the next waypoint after that. That's like 3 miles after that. And looking at all the comments. And the comments were like, oh, there's actually good camping here between here and the next stream. And then I click on the one for the stream that I'm trying to get to, because that would have been my last water before my original camp. And they're like, yeah, you could camp here too. there's a spot here and there's a spot there, and I was just like, I am going to go to that one instead. And so it doesn't cut off too much on my day. It cuts off just a mile or so, like a 1.5 or something from where I originally planned to go. But hey, at this point, it is enough. And plus, I will be at water and I won't have to dry camp. At the other place, I would have had to dry camp. And let's be honest, I'm getting tired of making myself dry camp and carrying extra water when I don't need to. Or at least today I don't need to. Other times I do need to if I want to get the amount of miles in that I'm trying for. And then the reason why I'm grumpy, I'm not right now, because I'm in a forest, is because most of the day today has been, or at least most of the day up until now-ish, and probably the rest after the parking lot, has been exposed, like side mountain hiking. One of my least favorite. It makes my anxiety not happy. Even though I wasn't like very anxious about it today, it's just miles after miles of just rocky, no trees on the side. You know, beautiful wildflowers though, but like, I don't know how to describe it. It was just very open. And my brain doesn't like that as much. And so after a while, subconsciously, it starts to wear on me. Because I have to be more alert and watch my feet placement. Because the last thing you need to do is trip and fall off that goddamn mountain. But as far as like legit anxiety spiking, it didn't do any of that like the desert section does to me on the eroded parts. So, but honestly, that's probably why I was in a grumpy mood, because I was just like, after hiking 15 plus miles basically in that kind of environment, I'm just like, more, like, when is this done? When are we going back into the forest? Like, I don't want to walk on this anymore. So now I'm in a better mood because of the trail angels that took my trash, and because I'm walking on the trail within a forest at the moment. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna get my butt to that water. Well, the parking lot first, because the parking lot has a pit toilet, and I'm excited about that too. I could sit down and go to the bathroom and save my knees. Maybe they'll have toilet paper. Imagine that. Actually, kid you not, I get excited when they have toilet paper. I do love my Kula cloth a lot though, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's the little things, y'all. It's the little things you start to really, really appreciate when you're on trail. I remember one time I was on the AT and I got crazy excited about seeing porta potties in the distance, like the blue ones. It's just like, is that a porta potty? Oh my god, yes! Real life, I would never be so excited. But yeah, anyways, sorry, I'm rambling now. I'm gonna get hiking.